Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. My name is Venya and today I want to talk to you about my plants and show them to you, of course. So when I grew up, I always was around plants in and around my house. I loved being in nature and being surrounded by trees and everything, grass and so on. Whoa, sorry, there is a fly up there. So it only comes natural to me to have plants everywhere around me. But when I moved out of my parents' house a couple of years ago, I kind of forgot how much I liked plants and I kind of enjoyed them outside, but I never brought any into my life because I went on holiday and I had no one to water them. And just recently, by coincidence basically, I started collecting kind of plants. I got really curious when I heard about this like urban jungle movement where people just stuff their places with plants and it looks amazing, basically like living in a jungle. And I thought, hey, I really want that too. I only have a very small space, but what I did is I started gathering plants that I found on the streets and everywhere, and I placed them in my room. And since then the atmosphere in my whole room changed a lot. I think to me it feels a lot calmer and safer and I basically love it. I'm planning on getting many more, so without further ado, let's go and take a walk around my room and I'll show you what plants I got. So I'm by no means a plant expert. I don't know what is best for them and how much to water them. I just go by my gut and what is working. This is one of the newest plants I got, and you can see it hasn't still fully adapted to the environment. The one and this one that I showed you before are the same kind of plant, and this one is kind of hanging down, but it's a lot better than it was in the beginning. See, this one is a lot more like up. Then I got these ones, the small ones. They're all lemon trees, or not trees, but little plants that I grew out of lemon seeds, and I will keep you updated on how they're going. They're about a month old. This is my little jungle corner. This one was just found on the street in the pot. Someone just didn't want it anymore and threw it away, but since I have it in my room, this branch grew new, this one in the back, and there is a small one right there that is also growing, so it is regrowing and it's thriving and so on. And this one I got from the same place I got the one before, and it was covered in dust. Smell of smoke was terrible. I felt so bad for the plants, but they're here now, so that's good. And these ones are like aloe vera kind of plants. I separated them from each other because they were like, I don't know, too big for the small pot. They were together with these two in this pot. So there was like one here and one over there, and it's just way too small for them. And then this one broke off, so I put it in this glass. Maybe it's regrowing, we'll see. It's kind of an experiment. Last two plants are these two. This is cacti, also from the same place where I got the other one. So let me tell you the story about how I got most of my plants for free. I made an insert on eBay, and where I asked people to text me when they had any plants to give away. For a really long time I didn't really hear anything. It was only people looking at mine thinking I was giving away plants, but I didn't. I wanted some. But I was just patient and waited, and then at some point this guy contacted me. He was from my area, and he told me he had some plants and if I wanted to pick them up. So I asked him which ones, and he told me. I was stupid enough not to have him send me some pictures, but okay. So I asked a friend of mine to come with me, and I went to pick up these plants. I thought I could only take a few, but in the end I took all of them. So when I arrived at this house, it was like this really rundown house, not very nice looking, and the guy himself wasn't really nice, but he was nice, but he was like, nah. I didn't like him, but he had put all the plants out in the hallway so I could just take them and walk away. All his plants were in like a terrible condition. they smelled of cigarette smoke, and the whole house smelled of cigarette smoke, and the dust was like, there was like almost half a centimeter of dust on them, and I'm not even kidding, I took pictures, and they were in a terrible state. They had almost no soil in their pots, and they were dried out, and it was just terrible. And so I planted them in other pots. I gave them water, but even until today, as you saw, not all of them have fully recovered, so I hope they will. They're not doing too bad, but I guess it just takes some time for them to get all like the nutrients back and stuff. So yeah, always be careful with people on eBay. But yeah, that's how I got my plants for free. I took out the insert, but maybe I'm gonna put it up at some point again to see if I can get some more plants. But for now, I do not have the time to like replant them and buy more pots. So this has to wait a little bit. But until I am gonna wait until all of them are good again, and then I'm gonna get some more like that. And people are actually really happy that someone is coming and taking these plants off their hands. They don't want to throw them away either, but they don't know what to do really, because there is nothing you can do with plants that you don't want anymore except for throwing them away. So adopt, don't shop. Yeah, they were in terrible condition. This one was all wrinkly and couldn't stand up on its own, and now it's like full of water, and hopefully it'll grow a bit bigger. Same as this one. This looked terrible, again covered in dust, and I just hope it adapts well to the new environment. And you can see it was like all dried out, and yeah, but now there are like new small leaves growing, so I hope this is going to be well. I am planning on getting one more plant that kind of grows down here, because I think that looks pretty cool, and then I want to put some plants in this little thing, and I'm thinking of some succulents because they're quite resistant and they don't need as much water as other plants. But apart from that, I am quite happy with my little collection. If you compare this to how my room looked before, it looks a lot greener, and in person it looks even plantier than on the video. But if you compare it, it looks a lot more lively and colorful, green, happy, and comforting, basically. I tend to stick to the different kinds of plants that I already have, so that they can kind of accompany each other. I know that sounds stupid, but also plants benefit from like a certain climate that they create for themselves. So if you put plants together that like a certain environment the same, they will kind of benefit from each other. At least that's what I read, and I kind of stick to that until the plants prove me wrong, or someone proves me wrong. So that's why I stick to these kind of plants. Also, I don't know, people don't like them, and I kind of feel that I need to adopt them. Same with like stray dogs and cats. I always feel like if I ever got an animal, I would always adopt the one that no one else wants and try to care for them and kind of give them a new life and a second chance. So that's how I feel with plants. And I would never go to the store and buy one. This is the only one that I bought myself when I started on this plant adventure, and we'll see how it goes when I go on holiday in a few months and how they are going to survive. I need plants that are quite resistant, so water, sun, heat, whatever resistance, and that do not die if I don't water them for a week, because that wouldn't just wouldn't work with me. That's why I like cacti and succulents and these like water saving plants. This kind of transformed my room in the last couple of months, and I am really loving this experience, and we'll see where it takes me. I'm especially hoping that my lemon trees are going to grow a bit bigger over the next couple of months and years, and we'll see if I'm actually capable of growing plants and keeping them alive. But I just wanted to share this with you because this is something I've been very passionate about the last few months, and I think even as a student, as a university student, you can still keep plants in your room and make it a lot livelier, and also like create like a great atmosphere in your room, because plants produce oxygen and that can benefit you also if you're studying for an exam. So that was it from me. I hope you enjoyed this little tour, and if you want to hear more about it, or how I plant my pots, where I get my things, and how to get them for free, getting stuff for free is always nice, then tell me so in the comments. I would love to hear about your experience and whether you like plants in your room or not. Until then, I hope you enjoyed this video, and see you in the next one. Bye!